We got more Regine. This
More
is
recent.
more recent.
Wish 1075.
Di biro ang sumulat ng awiting
Wow, her
para
voice sounds different now, hey?
Really?
Yeah, to me. Yeah, it's just a little thicker, richer, bassier.
Okay.
sa'yo. Para akong isang siraulo, hilo at lito. Sa akin pang mina ng piano.
There's more appetite in Filipino music as well for those changes that you like
Yes.
in Chinese music and
Yes.
in the stuff I've written, like those, I don't know what, like they're minor or they're sevenths or they're like little semitone chromatic.
More complex chords.
More complex, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but like those little chromatic shifts
Yes,
particularly.
yes.
Tiklado'y pilit nilaro. Baka sakaling merong tono, bigla na lang umusbong. Tungkol saan naman kayang awiting para sa'yo? Di biro ang gawing sukat ang titik sa tono. Sampu man
So all these
ating
people
diksyon.
can hear her, eh?
It's playing live out there?
Yes. Yes. So I think I saw it on one of our comments that so yes, it gets treated once it's posted online, but the people out there
Are hearing it live.
completely live. Yeah.
That's actually a really, really fun idea.
Yeah, and also it depends on the different producer. I think
How much
Some
they go in
videos
there.
are more edited than the other ones. So,
Yeah. I also understand more why she's kind of more casual. Like she's got an entire career behind her. She's proven herself. She doesn't need to do any song or dance. She's just like, hi, I'm here to do what I do. Yeah.
Onaryo kung ang tugma'y di wasto. Basta't hindi magbabago, damdamin ko.
See, this is the least treated one we've ever
We
heard.
hear pitch deviation.
This is the least treated one. Beautiful.
On Wish, just as
Yes,
software, yeah.
yes.
So it's not always the same.
Araw-Gabi, nasa isip ka, napapanaginip ka, kahit saan magpunta. Araw-Gabi, nalalasing.
Do you guys ra? No. R. You
Yeah.
roll? In Tagalog? R.
Not as prominent as like Spanish in some cases. Like for Kyle, when he speaks it, I hear him roll.
He
his
rolls it
R's.
more?
Yeah. But with my family, sometimes just, I think it's nuance, honestly. But that's just my family. I don't know.
Interesting.
Kapag
Did you know that?
kapiling ka, araw-gabi tayong dalawa.
Gorgeous.
Oh, biruin mong nasabi ko ang nais kong ipahati.
Josiah, do you know this song?
This is one of the top songs that actually come up when you look up Regine.
Do you know it?
Me, off by heart? Hell no.
No, but do you like know it? Like, would you recognize it?
I think so.
Okay, so with your Western ear and your pop/R&B ear, what do you think of the chord changes, of the vibe, of the kind of vocal melody is? Are you drawn to it? Does it feel fresh? Does it feel modern? Does it feel dated? Does it feel like something you'd want to sing? Now listen, we both think she's a great singer,
Yes.
and I'm starting to understand the weight that she has in the Philippines, and she deserves it. So we're just talking like shop. About, your age and the fact that your ear has grown up here. What do you think of this kind of melody?
This melody is very ballad soulful. It is very much inspired from older music like the 90s, because you can take your time expanding on your vocals. And I think it is a bit more dated than modern music westernly.
Because why do you instantly hear the datedness? What triggers you to that?
The datedness is kind of like, I guess, yeah, the chord changes. When I hear ballads like this, just because I have the sheet music on my piano, I think of like Somewhere out there. Do you know that?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Somewhere? Yeah, and it's
What if I said to you that the melody is less repetitive and a little bit more rambling?
I think rambling more complex.
Yeah, more complex. Now we have
We have like four chords for a song. Sometimes.
What did we review today? I'm in a bad way. With a lot more repetition here and now. So anything that kind of starts weaving, it's like, oh, what year is this from? You know, it's instantly, you can tell that it's from days gone by. Now, to me, I loved Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, all the stuff.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't know if this is like an Asia thing. I don't know.
I think across Asian culture, this genre is still very, very popular.
I think so too.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just find this melody it loses me a little bit.
And that's fair. I think it's also because like in Western music we are more just used to like
repetition,
and we want to figure out what comes next. So that's kind of what keeps us on our toes. Like, oh, we know what's going to come next. Well,
yeah, you can sing along, but I also
Yeah.
think there's a science to repetition. Like it's not a surprise. People like. But kind of because what you said. Well, I know what comes next. I can hum along. I can sing along. I know what's going to happen. I also think repetition is comforting.
Yeah.
It's comforting, right? In this, I'm like, whoa, it's less, you have to be more actively listening to kind of be in it, as opposed to a more repetitive current pop song, for me.
And that's fair. I think like singers like Regine, like very talented singers, because they have the ability to do whatever the F they want, really, go vocally anywhere. That's why that's their stuff. That's what they can do. And,
Yes, but I'll just tell you.
You can flex more with this type of genre.
Yeah.
I think you can flex. Yeah, maybe there's more room to flex in ballads, but a rambling melody is neither here nor there. That doesn't mean you can flex more. That's just a preference. That's like the kind, those chord changes, those kind of melodic intervals is a preference, a familiarity.
I think, well, for China for sure, songwriters who write more complex melodies are usually
Prized more?
prized more.
Yeah, and I think that's different here.
Yeah.
Actually, I was talking about the new Lady Gaga song with somebody, and they were like, well, I think it's kind of boring, it's kind of simple, it's kind of repetitive, so I don't think it's that good of writing. And I was like, oh yeah, well, let's try and sing it. And you know, after my 87th correction, she was like, oh. So what I would say is when you have more simple writing, there is more, it's nuance. How are you going to vocalize it? What are you going to do to make the 7th repetition interesting? Are you going to make it thicker, thinner? Are you going to punch it? You're going to riff it? What are you going to do with it? When you have a little bit more simplicity, there's more room, I feel, for the vocalist to be the vocalist. These melodies, man,
Yeah.
you just got to follow
That's
that
why I
damn thing.
think Chinese singers rely more on the lyrics
And the song.
composition
Yes.
rather than their voice, and because like it's not up to them. It's more about delivering what the songwriter wants to deliver.
100%. And I feel like the kind of vocalist I am, I'm like, God, get this melody out of here. I'm trying to do something.
That's the difference, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's also sometimes the intention of like really powerful, awesome singers like Mariah. Like they will sing it live, they will sing it however they want, so it cannot be emulated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like who's going to sing My All like Mariah Carey when she did it live back then? Can't.
Have you ever, as a singer, have you ever gone down a rabbit hole of one song and just like gone on YouTube and watched the singer sing it live like 15 times? Like, oh, they must have been sick. They did it in a slightly lower key here. Oh, they cut verse 2 here. This must have been a TV spot. Oh, they changed the lyric here. That riff must have been a little bit risky live. Like, I've done that before, and you're like, okay, so everybody's customizing for where they're at, what the weather is, what's going on. But anyway, back to my point. To my ear, I find my brain a little wander in melodies like this. The voice, I'm here. I'm with it.
I enjoy this song the most.
You would. You would. He loves that. This is something we often fight about. He appreciates those more rambling, long melody lines. I'm in a bad way. Give me repetition.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're kind of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I can definitely appreciate both. I think it's because I grew up with both. Like, I do like both. I am definitely in the middle.
But I feel like the Celine and Whitney ballads are more repetitive. They're still bold and long and whatever, but there's more repetition to me. Or no?
Near, far, da, 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 da. Where's the repetition?
Where?
in that?
What is that? Near, far,
yeah.
wherever you... You're right. That's more rambling, but... Na 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 There's a lot more repetition in there.
There's a lot of repetition in the verse usually. I think more.
I think we could fight about it.
I guess in this case, maybe it might be harder to decipher what is a verse and a chorus.
Oh.
Like melodically.
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem. That right there,
Okay.
that's where you lose me. If I'm not like chorus, then I'm kind of like, meh.
Yeah,
I want to feel the chorus. I want you to spoon feed me in an airplane. That's how I want to feel the chorus.
That's fair.
Just preference.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dapat mo lamang mabatid laman itong dibdib. Tila 10 daang awitin ang natapos kong likhain.
Interesting.
Ito ang tunay na damdamin, tanggapin.
I would go so far as to say this is almost completely unedited. I don't think they did almost anything to this.
Probably.
High five.
High five.
Araw-gabi, nasa isip ka, napapanaginip ka, kahit saan magpunta. Araw-gabi, nalalasing sa tuwa, kapag kapiling ka, araw-gabi tayong dalawa. Araw-gabi tayong dalawa.
Oh. The back vocals are kind of hilarious here. You guys like bubble dum bum dum.
Actually, I was gonna ask a question because, like, I think here and now you can hear more of the distinction between the verse and the chorus if it was harder to differentiate before. Do you think that's because it's just instrument voice? Do you think nowadays we don't want just instrument voice? We need
You mean we want to
more
be spoon fed
production?
with the whole production?
Yeah.
Maybe, but I still think that for me, if you remove all production, let's say you remove all instruments, just voice, I feel like you should still feel the chorus. If a song, I'm not saying that I can write that well. As a matter of fact, I tend to be more rambly sometimes in my writing. But what I personally think is genius writing, is very skillful writing, is where the chorus feels like a chorus no matter what's happening. A piano, a full production, a timpani rolling, I don't need any of it. I felt it. I felt the chorus hit. So, yes, no, all the things. I'm talking my preference here. I don't know. In the big picture.
Araw-gabi tayong dalawa.
That's a GG tone.
Okay.
The other thing I'll say is structurally, Josiah, today's pop music, you know how long are songs supposed to be now? 2 minutes 20?
You need to catch their attention. It has
You
to be quick.
gotta get in there.
Yeah.
So we don't even have instrumental breaks anymore.
No.
I
I love them though, but
I'm sure. My latest single coming out, I think it's like 4 minutes almost. That's like against the law at this point in the West. Like that's long. That's long. And you know what? There's an instrumental break in it.
Yeah.
Because it's a ballad. Because it's a
Yeah.
a ballad that has a lot of melodic blah, blah, blah. But we don't do that anymore. A lot of stuff I miss. Which gives the singer time to breathe.
yes.
Gives the listener a chance to like have a break from the vocalist.
That's true. I think because also songs nowadays aren't like as challenging.
Correct.
It's not like the singers really need that break.
100%, right? When you're doing this, man, she needs 20 seconds to get back in there. Absolutely. I think there's a we're contending with very different circumstances when performing songs like this live than work, 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 work. See me, do me, da, 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 da. It's different. And I love that song.
Yeah,
I love,
yeah.
You know, but it's just a different expectation of a
It
vocalist.
doesn't require much from a vocalist to sing that kind of song. Just put altitude on and just repeat and repeat.
It's about the production,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, yeah.
It's like
You actually got dancers. You can have dancers. Whereas for songs like this, if you
Yeah,
want
what do you-
to on this line, you're just like standing. You have to.
you need to just
focus
stand.
on your singing.
Yes,
Your
I
diaphragm,
like when
everything.
people do focus on it.
Araw-Gabi, nasa isip ka, napapanaginip ka, kahit saan magpunta. Araw-Gabi, nalalasing sa bahay, kapag kapiling ka. Araw-Gabi tayo dalawa.
Okay, you do it.
Excuse
You do it.
me. Like head one.
Yeah.
Oh, Is that right?
You drag on a different note.
Ah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Araw-Gabi,
Your ear is annoyingly good.
I love it. Also, so frustrating.
It's rough. Beautiful.
Wishclusive on Wish.
Wishclusive?
107.5.
Love that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful vocals.
You don't find the chorus repetitive?
No, I didn't find myself getting
I
my
remember
claws
it.
into it.
Like da 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 da. That's repetitive.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. 3 times.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
Da,
didn't.
da, da, da.
I think maybe because it could be overwhelming. Like I also could hear the distinction. Maybe because also I heard the song before, but because after that it gets mushed. It's like the initials.
It connects into the bridge, and then yeah, it's kind of like
I just think it's the kind of melody that it is that my brain goes on a vacation.
The kind of melody.
The kind of melody it is, yeah. I think they're just really long melodic lines.
it's pretty sweet.
You're allowed to love it.
It will be categorized, depends on the language. It can be Mando pop, could be Canto pop, could be Korean pop, Japanese.
Flo, you're the tiebreaker.
Ballad.
Did you like it? Did you find it memorable melody?
No.
No?
Hey!
Okay, alright then.
No, but absolutely beautiful. And again, you have to remember that not only are we talking about cultural influence, personal taste, the stuff that I grew up listening to, a bazillion factors, and the fact that when I watch these videos, I'm not necessarily listening to it as I would in my car, as I would at a concert, as I would, my brain is doing a lot of stuff, right? I'm listening for riffs, I'm listening for tone, I'm referring to things in my mind. What does this remind? Like, this isn't a casual listen. You listen differently than me. Your job is different here.
I guess so, yeah.
So, yeah, that.
you and me together through the days and nights. I don't worry 'cause everything's gonna be alright. People keep talking and they can say what they like, but all I know is everything's gonna be alright. No one can get in the way of what I'm feeling. No one can get in the way of what I feel for you. You can get in the way of what I feel for you.